I'm Robert Rogers. Thank you for watching my video on how you can heal yourself when suddenly you find that you have had an accident, or how you can heal another individual, whether an adult or a child who has had an accident. Now, I happen to be sitting outside. You can hear the sounds of being outside in a place where I love to do work in my yard. In fact, I have one of my favorite tools, which is my axe, and I happen to be sitting in a place where I was most recently injured. I'm injured pretty much every day in one way or another. I either cut myself or bruise myself, and of course, after the initial injury, there is quite a bit of pain and discomfort. I now will show what you can do to instantly provide incredible relief from the pain that you are experiencing, and also the ability to facilitate healing of that injury. I attended a very rigorous 4-year school of healing that cost me over $100,000. I learned many valuable healing skills. This happens to be one skill that I have used most frequently and most successfully over the past decade. What happens when we're injured is that our energy field all of a sudden has an instant hole in it. The field is composed of a number of different levels, and as it turns out, when an injury occurs, there literally is as if there is a burning of all of those very sensitive energy lines of light linkages. So when you're injured, all of a sudden the energy field has a hole. If the physical body is not being held by an energy field that has integrity, then that physical injury is going to get very painful, and it's going to bruise and get quite a bit worse. When I apply this particular healing technique on myself when I am injured, I actually can banish the pain in a matter of 1 or 2 minutes for really all injuries I've ever had. You can use it for acute injuries of any type, no matter how serious. And I think what I'm suggesting to you is you will discover that this has profound impact on your ability to reduce pain and also to heal from the wound. So I want to now explain exactly what I do. It's simple. You can do it yourself. You can apply this to any pain you have currently. It's most effective for injuries that happen, and you apply the technique instantly. Well, here's what happens. Let's just imagine that I've been out here as I was a few weeks ago, and I injured myself. And so, for example, let's just say that I whacked the side of my arm very, very hard with a branch. It got stuck in there. There's a little bleeding. There's a lot of pain, and it happens to be right here on this side of my arm. What I'm going to do is get a little closer to the video, and I'm going to show you exactly what I do. I have to suddenly stop the work that I'm doing, although I'd like to be able to continue. But I know that if I stop, if I pause, if I take a couple of minutes and do exactly what I'm going to show you now, I will have profound relief from this injury. So let me get closer now to the video. Here's my arm right here. What I do is I take my big finger right here and I place it outside the ring of the hole. So if the injury is here, the hole is typically about this big. I put my first finger here, I put my thumb on the other side, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel myself, I'm going to ground down to what energy healers will call the first level of the field. And you don't have to get that technical. All you really need to do at this point is to feel into the color blue, which has the frequency that you're going to need to reestablish the integrity of the energy field that has been degraded. So you start the color blue right here with my big finger, and what I'm going to do with my intention is I'm going to begin to move that line of light, that's a blue line of light, as it goes from here all the way to my thumb. So I'm not joining the lights. I'm not starting a line of blue light from this finger and this thumb and having the line join in the middle. What I'm doing is I'm starting it here with my big finger, and then I'm moving the blue line of light from here very slowly over to my thumb. Now, I'm a visual person, so I can see that line move, If you're kinesthetic, you'll basically hear when it clicks. If you're auditory, you'll also probably hear a little clicking when it actually joins together. When the injury is serious and profound, when there's been a lot of physical damage, it may take a little while for that line to connect up to the other side. Once the line is connected, you then move your fingers up and do the very same thing. Again, from here, move the line of light with your intention all the way over here. And so I'll do it depending on where the injury is in a number of different places here. Then I do like a tic-tac-toe. I'll start here, and I'll do the very same thing. I start the line from one of the fingers, usually my big one, and I move it over here. Line, move it over here. And I'm going pretty quickly when you're working with the first level with the blue light. It usually takes 15, 20 seconds for those lines to cross over. The more you do it, the quicker it is. And then suddenly you've got a whole reconstruction of the first level of the field. It looks a bit like Spider-Man spider webs. Now, that's the most challenging field to reconstruct. After you do that, you move to what's called the third level of the field. And again, without having to go through any detail at all, the third level is basically light that happens to be yellow. So you do the very same thing. The technique, there's no difference. I move up in my frequency, I move out from my third level, and I just feel into the color yellow. So I start here, yellow goes up here. This is going to be faster because it's a faster frequency. Start here, click it here, start here, click it here, start here, click it here, click it here, click it here. And then I'll oftentimes use all of my fingers because you're really creating a spider web. And so you'll feel it, you'll see it depending on how you get information. And then that level of the field, using the yellow light, is reconstructed. Then to sort of put the icing on the cake, I'll move up to the seventh level of the field, which is gold light. And again, you do the very same thing. You take gold light, you feel gold light, you don't just see it, you feel gold light, you start it here, take it here. And this is usually very, very fast. Click, 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 all the fingers. And again, I can see the web actually being constructed. If you're a visual person, you'll see it. If you simply operate on your own intuition and instinct, you'll know, oh great, that's done. Okay, is the pain gone? If the field is reconstructed, actually, believe it or not, the pain will be gone. If it's not, go back to the first level, do the very same thing. It'll be much faster, not as slow as in the very beginning. So, in summary, when I'm injured, that's exactly what I do. It takes, depending on the severity of the injury, anywhere from a minute and a half to 4 minutes. I get a little frustrated because if I'm doing something, I want to finish, but I'm also in pain. It's miraculous, I have to say, every time I do it, because the pain vanishes. It's just almost unbelievable. And of course, bruising is reduced significantly, if not eliminated. If there is bleeding, all of a sudden the bleeding is basically going to reduce down to a trickle, if actually be totally eliminated. So the physical body is profoundly impacted by the energy body, and the good news that I want to announce is this is the most successful technique that I've applied over the last 10 years. It's made a huge difference to my life. I apply this to other people who are injured as well, get the same result. If you have children, always do this on your children or your grandchildren. I think you'll find if they get a pretty bad injury, do this immediately. Don't wait, don't pause, don't say we'll do it in an hour. Do it immediately, even for very, very serious injuries. Now, I paid a ton of money for my training at the school that I attended. It was a wonderful school and a wonderful experience. But if you'd like to learn more about energy healing, I have just discovered a wonderful online kind of a course with lots of rich materials at a very, very inexpensive cost. If you'd like to be able to learn about Reiki, and if you'd even like to become a certified Reiki master, click on the link below for more information. But whatever you do, when you get injured, pause, do exactly what I'm suggesting, and you will be pleased that you took the few minutes to watch my free video. This is Robert Rogers, and again, if you'd like to learn more about how to become a Reiki master, click on the link below. Thank you for joining me today.